Alright guys, so as you can see I just hit plat and it was sort of a grind and I wanted to help other people if they're struggling in this rank too, they're stuck in gold or any lower levels. So what I'm going to be going over today is kind of just a general game plan against the most common characters. So I was doing it all with wrastor. After I made my wrastor guide I got really addicted to him and that's why no other guides have came out. I've just been playing a lot of wrastor, as you can see. He's like my highest level. But yeah, I'm gonna go over everyone or the most common characters and how to play around them and what you can do to deal with them. Cause I think that knowing how to play against these characters is kind of like the way to rank up the fastest. So just knowing their common game plan. So yeah, I'm gonna be going over the most common ones. Starting off with Zetterburn, you know, a lot of Zetters will like to do this and then follow up with a move after. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot you can do around that. But you gotta remember, you can hit this fireball. Let me try to... Alright, I'm playing with two controllers and two hands. I can't do it every single time. But if you throw out like a lingering move and hit the fireball back while it's approaching you, and while Zetter's moving forward, you're gonna hit him before he hits you. And you can get your combo started a lot off that. Another thing about Zetter, you gotta get used to his recovery. Low level Zetters and like gold and stuff aren't really doing a lot of this. Unless it's like to the ground. Or to slam into the ground. So you don't gotta worry too much about that, but you do gotta get used to edge guarding his up B. Other moves, know how to deal with his back air. Because at later percent, you're gonna get a lot of back air into up smash. Do I have a... Okay. No, I changed my controls at wrastor. So getting used to DIing back air out or at higher percentage just holding down. And so you don't get hit by back air up smash is really important. Another thing that I like to do is down throw into up smash, so you always DI away from that. And basically once you get used to how the Zetter is moving around and moving forward and stuffing out his approaches, you should have an easier time dealing with the lower level Zetters. I'm trying to remember what other moves you gotta be careful of. You can kind of get fooled by his forward air, because if you just do the, that's the strong hit, but if you get hit by the upwards part, it's just a weak hit of it. And if you're DIing int to survive the strong hit of this, you're gonna get comboed after the weak one into the strong one. So when you're off stage, that happens a lot, so be careful about that. Be able to react to this. It's a really slow move, but a lot of low level Zetters throw this out and it spikes you on the way down, so don't get tricked by it. Oh, one thing I want to mention, especially versus Zetter, I can't wave dash out of shield, but after this, they like to jump wave dash or whatever, and put a lot of pressure on you. If you see like a Zetter jumping around you, throwing out attacks over and over again, you're stuck in shield, you can't do anything, all you really gotta do, press this parry button, and if they hit you, they get taking a lot of damage for that. So I think those are my main tips against Zetter. So we'll go Clairen next. And the main thing with Clairen, right? After she gets a grab, they use the special pummel and they can do whatever they want after that back throw forward though. So honestly, I like just taking the A pummel, not even mashing A after I get grabbed. And I'll just smash B, because there's no point of getting a special pummeled. It's not worth it. You're gonna die every single time. And this is just for gold. Maybe later on, you know what the Clairen likes to do. But yeah, be careful of that. Getting around jab's a lot better move than I thought. Because if Clairen's just standing here jabbing and you try to jump, a lot of the time before you're able to jump, you'll get hit by the second jab after. So don't really try to jump out if you're getting pressured by jab like this. What I'll do, I'll usually roll away or spot dodge, and then or jump backwards, because Jurassic is able to like jump backwards and then go forwards a lot more. But yeah, don't try to jump forward after Clairen's throwing out jabs against you, because you'll just get hit by the second one. A lot of Clairens will downer into you. This move is not safe. It has a lot of lag after. So use your fastest move out of shield after she lands on you with this. What I'm able to do with wrastor after she lands right here is I can up B after, but a lot of characters don't have that quick of an option. So Figure out what works best for your character and punish it that way. One thing I do like to do as well is kind of try to play out of Clairen's range. So if she's throwing out moves over here, I'll try to like play right here and then punish her landing afterwards, rather than just running and jumping at her. I think in general, when you're in gold, a lot of people are going to be running at you, and you have to learn how to slow them down. And the way to do that is kind of be jumping around, hovering in like a certain area, and whiff punishing what they do. So really practice doing that, and that should help you out a lot. Make sure you're not DIing into a lot of things, because that's how a lot of people get combos. So hold out after you get hit or down to crouch cancel it. I'm not good at crouch canceling at all, and I was able to hit plat, so it's not too important, but it will probably help a lot if you're better at it than me. I think that's it for Clairen that you really got to worry about. Loxodont is going to be a rough one. I'm still getting used to him, but matchups are getting a little bit easier. So let's start with his ball. You can hit this back at him, or you can end up parrying it and just not dealing with it. Another thing I want you to look at is this thing on the ground. There's lava. Make sure he's not standing in that lava powering up his moves, because it's just not worth it for you to have to deal with all that he has. Another thing Loxodont likes, you have to be careful about Loxodont, is actually at stage select. He's a big guy, he covers a lot of ground, so make sure you're banning the right stages. Versus Loxodont, I'll always ban Hodojo, and then Rock. I don't like Rock Wall. So those are the two I'll ban. I'll kind of like deal with Ethereal Forest in this one, Tempest Peak, but you gotta be careful about platforms as well, because if Lox is sitting under a platform like this, covers everything, hard to approach him from above because he'll land on the platform, and then yeah, it's just really hard to deal with him. The main things I see from Lox are approaching with, or using this move on the ground, or just to cover his whole area. Work on whiff punishing it. There's a little bit of lag after that you can punish, and if you can deal with that, you'll be fine. What else do we have to deal with? His recovery too. You got to get used to parrying this thing. It's a really big hitbox. Get used to parrying it. It'll make your life easier on the ledge versus him, because if you think about it, like if he's coming up with this and you're not doing anything, that's a lot of space he's covering, and then he's able to cover so much ground with this. So say he's at the ledge right here and I'm right here, right? If I jump in the air at all, his axe is going to hit me before I'm able to do anything, because his axe isn't part of his hurt box. So just be careful about how you're ledge trapping him. He covers a lot of space when he's at the ledge. Try your best to learn how to react to this jump, because it's always going to be an attack. He's probably he's going to be jumping onto the stage a lot with aerials, so make sure you're out of his aerial range. One thing too, his up throw actually sends people behind him, so you want to DI into his up throw, I believe. I can't do two controllers at once, so yeah, those are the main things to look out for. He is a big body, so get used to comboing him. Oh, he's a big body, but he's pretty floaty when you throw him up in the air. Like that's my up throw at 0, so comboing him's really weird. Like my kill confirm up throw into up smash works at like 80 to 90, and that's when I'm supposed to be doing it. Same with this move, because of how high he goes at those percents. So yeah, go in the lab and make sure you know when your combos work, because even though he's a big character, he's like pretty floaty when you throw him around. So yeah, watch out for that. You gotta watch out for this back air, because that's like a really good kill move, and it's quick too. Yeah, everything I said about Lox, just try to practice that and get used to the way he moves around. So yeah, we'll go into Kragg next. Kraggs love to do this move. This forward air is so quick, it hits really hard. You really gotta watch out for this. One thing that I see a lot of gold Kraggs doing is just double jumping in the air and then throwing out their move, and there's not a lot of lag, so they're able to do this over and over again. Like I said, or I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, but try to swat them out of the air, because if they can't get that game pound going and that's their only thing that they know how to do, you're gonna have a lot easier time, because they're they're not sure how to play on the ground. Rivals is a game where it's actually better to be good on the ground than in the air, because that's where you get like combo started. But yeah, be able to swap them out and not have to deal with that. I want to go into his recovery, right? So you'll see his pillar, and one, if you hit it after, he goes into a special free-for-all where he's able to wall jump still. So watch out for that, but you can't do anything else. And then if there's a pillar out, right? He can't spawn another pillar unless he touches the floor. So like I said, just grab ledge there after doing this on the ground. So I'm not going to be able to spawn another one until I touch the floor or the platform. So be mindful of that. For this rock, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Try to parry it, try to hit it back at him before he hits you. And that's all the tips I can give for that. I wanted to real quick go over this is his down B, right? It sends you towards him if you don't DI, so make sure you're always DIing away from that. And then they'll try to follow up with this up air. To get around this up air too, you gotta remember that this up air, if you look at it, it's only hitting in front of him and like a little bit above him, right? So if Kragg's approaching you, or not like approaching you, but coming at you backwards, he can't up air you, so don't really worry about that. Also, you gotta learn how to combo them when they're holding rock, because a lot of the time they'll be holding rock, right? And then like you can't really do anything because or you feel like you can't do anything because they're so heavy, and then they throw the rock at you and they break your combo or whatever, right? If you grab them, they drop it. So you can walk up and grab, or try to hit them a lot, or hit them off stage or whatever, and then force them to throw it away. Don't let Kraggs fall on you with down air. It's not safe. Like I said, fastest out shield option, learn that and practice that, and you'll be fine. Back air, really quick move, but there's also a lot of lag after that. So if Kraggs are landing on you with back air, same thing, punish that thing. Let's talk about his jab. Jab cancels into this, or jab can cancel into the tilt. So DI away from the jab, or down, to make sure you're not getting hit by the second parts. But you gotta watch out because they'll cancel it into the tilt and try to hit you away. Same thing for his dash attack. They can dash attack into like up strong, I think. Yeah, they can cancel that into moves. Okay, they can't cancel into up strong, but they can cancel into like their tilts. So let's talk about this move. This move's stupid. Because I think after a hit you can cancel it. I'm about to learn right now. I'm gonna do boom, boom. Yeah, after you hit someone, you can cancel it. I think it can get grabbed though. Oops. All right, whatever. So after a hit, you can cancel it, right? And then you can also turn this thing around. But they're stuck in it for that whole time until that happens. Unless they press shield at the start of it. If they press shield at the start of it, they'll do this little hop. And they can get back to the stage. But during that animation, you can't do anything else. So be prepared, be able to punish that accordingly. Other than that, way to deal with this move in particular, I like parrying it and just shield it and walk away from it. I think wrastor can command grab it. Oops. Hard to do with two controllers, but I feel like I've done that before as well. I think that's everything for Kragg. He's a lot more annoying than I'm making it seem, especially when they throw this rock off stage. I think I DI away when I get hit by rock and I get comboed into another rock, so I'm gonna start trying to DI down and stuff. I want to shoot sure what to do about it. I can go over some of the more obscure characters too. I'm going to Maypul. Honestly, I hit plat without knowing a single thing that Maypul does. Besides, all of them love to run around and throw out attacks, right? And I feel like none of them have control of their character. So what I do against Maypul is I just throw out these long hitboxes and they run into them all the time. So find a long hitbox and let these Maypuls run into you. Don't let them dash attack your shield. If they do love to throw out this dash attack. Yeah, and it's very punishable. So don't even worry about it after they do it. One way to deal with their tether, honestly, I don't even know how to do it. All right, so they tether to you, right? And they're not doing an attack until after. So you can either air dodge after they do it or hold shield. And if you're all the way in the air, that's where they really like to tether you. I air dodge, just hold up, because usually you fall out of the up air. And then if you don't do that, just air dodge. But yeah, honestly, no clue what Maypul does. I'm able to beat a lot of them though, because they just run around and get hit by everything. I haven't run into really good Rannos, but you have to get used to them being really low to the ground all the time. So if you have a character with a quick down air or spike, like wrastor or Zetterburn, probably gonna want to be spamming that. I really don't got any tips against Ranno right now. Really solid character, and but yeah, I don't have any. There's not a lot of Rannos in gold, so I'll come back to him once I reach a higher rank. I have no clue what Forsburn does. I usually beat them, but I want to go over one move, or like a series of his moves. Forward smash and up smash, right? They both have 2 hits to them, so you can just do 1, or you can press it again and do 2, right? One problem I have is when someone hits my shield, I want to punish it right away. So I'll let go of shield for the second hit and then just get hit by the actual smash attack. So just keep in mind that there's 2 hits to it. One thing I like to do as well, make sure you're hitting his smoke away. Because when he throws out a clone, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with him if there's not a bunch of smoke on the screen. So I'll literally just run around and knock around in smoke, so I don't have to deal with any of that. And you just do this by attacking, you know? Side B, right? And because there's 2 clones running around, sometimes it's easy to tell which is which, but if you have a projectile, throw it out, because the clone will get hit by it, and you won't have to guess which one is which. So yeah, those are my main tips against like gold Forsburns. Fleets are a little common, but I don't see too much of them. You're gonna have to get used to being popped up in the air. When you're popped up in the air, she'll like to throw out these arrows up at you, so make sure you're not being too telegraphed with how you fall down. One thing a lot of people like to do is like move left and right in the air, so they think you're going this way and then you just cut back that way. That makes your landing options a lot easier. Make sure you know how to deal with tornado. If this thing hit, oh, it comes out even if it doesn't hit you. Well, make sure you're either hitting back the tornado or parrying it, so you don't got to deal with it. And then once she's a zoner somewhat, so once you get in on her, make sure you're comboing her for as long as you can. She is floaty, so you got to practice how your combos are, because they're gonna be a lot different than the other fast fallers in the game and other characters. It's gonna feel different to hit. So yeah, like look how high up she goes off at, like what, 10% off a throw. So yeah, make sure you're able to you know how to combo her. And I don't have too many tips against her besides that, because there's not a lot of fleets. And finally, Orcane. I treat Orcane a little bit like Zetterburn regarding the projectile, right? Because they'll throw out this and they'll bubble and then they'll try to follow up on that. When they are bubbling, if you're below a platform, hold down, because you'll just slam on the platform and start shielding. So be able to do that. And then for this projectile, right, it's the same as the fireball. You can just hit it while it's in the air, and while they're coming at you, all you have to do is or you throw out a lingering hitbox and hits both of them. Be ready for this move out of shield a lot. You're gonna get hit if you just land on her, or land on Ben really close. And just kind of be wary of where the puddle is at all times. Make sure you're not landing right on top of it, so you're gonna get comboed off that. You kind of have to look out for forward air when they're coming at you with it, because this hitbox on the way back is really strong, and it combos into the bubbles, so they all follow up after that. But yeah, the main thing you're gonna have to get used to doing is just playing around this puddle and that projectile, and just hitting it away, or yeah, just hitting it away so that they don't get that set up, or they don't have that pressure against you when they're coming in. But they're pretty. I don't think Orcane's like a big problem. There's not a lot of them. But yeah, and then some like general tips are just to know your good stages and where you want to fight people. Like, I don't, just looking at this stage, right, I don't like fighting Clairen here. I don't like fighting Zetter here sometimes, initial bans, because you have nowhere to land and they'll kill you really early. I play the least on Hodojo because I'm wrastor and my combos aren't as good as every other character's platform combos, you usually end up, I usually end up going to Jules Vale or Merchant Port. So those are my bans. But you have to think about the character you're fighting every single time you're banning. And one little tip is that the characters pop up at the bottom of the screen, right? Because when you pop up ranked, you sometimes it won't show you the other person's character. Their icons are at the bottom, so that's how you know who you're fighting. But yeah, think about their stages to make your life easier too as well. And I think those are the tips I have for all the matchups in the game, just from gold, you know? I can make like a more in-depth rank up guide later on, but I want to make this real quick because I hit it, and yeah, I think it'll help a lot of people. So yeah, that's all for now. I think that'll be my next video, just like more in-depth tips on like how to practice for ranking up and how I approach the game, or how I approach practicing in general. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more.